going, hey, play. You already know what I'm on. Fuck what these niggas saying. This shit going ahead. My motherfucking brother. Yeah, let's get it. Hey. That's my blood. That's the plug. We ain't never switching up.
What up, world? It's your boy Jay Winks in the building again. You're now into the Winks channel. I think this is episode 4 or 5. I'm not for sure yet. We're gonna have to get that down. But what you just heard, that was my little brother Deshaun and my homie Young Catch. So go look them up on SoundCloud. But what's going on today? Hope everybody's having a good day. Ohio State is winning right now. Score is 35-42. Last time I checked it, it was 10 minutes into the game in the fourth quarter. So, hey, I hope they pull it off. But got my second winner for the show. I told y'all I was going to split it up. Lamar won last week. Second winner, Mikaela Yoder. I already messaged you about it. Your shirt's on the way. So, hey, when you get your shirt, post it on Facebook so I can take a picture so you get it and everything like that. But I hope everybody's having a good day today. Man, this COVID has changed a lot of plans going on. My son was supposed to have his first basketball game Monday. Don't know if that's going to happen. But we got Thanksgiving coming. I know a lot of people ain't going to have a whole bunch of people at their houses this weekend and everything like that. I'm salty. Had this whole big old meal for Thanksgiving. I thought about some chitlins. I don't eat chitlins only once in a while and stuff, but going on with the show today, we're going to talk about some music news that just came out recently. Some of the music news came out when I was doing my channel last week. So let's get into it. We're going to start off with something that happened last week. Joe Budden had did his podcast last week. I listened to it afterwards, after I did my channel, and Westside Gunn was on there, and he left Shady Records. Now, I love Griselda. I'm a big fan of theirs and everything like that. The Shady Griselda thing, I think Eminem dropped the ball on them. I mean, like, literally. I mean, like, they've been signed since 2017. And they didn't drop a lot of albums on Shady. They were still doing Griselda independent and everything like that. But a couple things I want to let y'all know about this whole situation. Now, Griselda, Conway, The Machine, Benny the Butcher, and Westside Gunn had dropped the album last November around this time. Now, everybody was waiting on the CDs to come out and vinyls because that's what they do. I mean, like, they're independent artists. I mean, like, their vinyls go for like 150. Merch is, I want to get some merch. Man, their merch is crazy. But I just want to talk about that. They dropped this CD called WWCD last year. I'm a big fan of theirs, like I said. Eminem didn't really support their music. And like when I saw that as I used to be a rapper, it felt kind of like he was disrespecting them. Like he's got the hottest like group right now. I mean, you can say Amigos, they haven't dropped nothing. You can say Kendrick, TDE, but Griselda right now, I mean, in the last like 2 years, they didn't drop so many projects. Conway, Benny, Westside Gunn. Westside Gunn just dropped an album. I can't remember the name of the album. What's the Smile? I'm not for sure. Don't get me wrong, but he dropped the album back in February called Pray for Paris. Woo, hot album. My thing was Eminem. I know a lot of people say, he's a GOAT, which I will not deny, but he's dropped a whole bunch of trash albums in the last couple of years. I caught flack with my brother and Never talking about Revival is trash. I think Revival was a trash ass album. That's just my opinion. So if you like M's Revival album or Kamikaze or Murders by Numbers, I'm not a fan. But going on when I was talking about Griselda, it's the same thing that happened with Slaughterhouse. I know he had a falling out with Joe Buttons and everything like that, but it seems like Eminem only promotes certain artists. Like West Side Gunna just dropped the album back in October, same time that Big Sean dropped his album, Alchemist, but he didn't shout out West Side Gun. Now, if you're on a label and your CEO is not shouting you out, that's kind of crazy. I didn't hear nothing about From a King to a God. You didn't hear Eminem post nothing. Eminem was only on one song with them called Bang, the remix, and that shit was horrible. I'm not going to even go lie about that. Got a whole bunch of flack about that. I stated my opinion about it. I just thought Eminem is just like that rapper. He's in his own lane. He's got his own fans. They're going to still go buy his albums regardless of what he puts out. Now, the well, I say 3 albums. I have one on vinyl. We'll be talking about it. But I think Eminem's show is probably his best album besides Marshall Mathers LP, the first one. The second one, it's all right. But going on, we had Jeezy versus Gucci on the verses. I know everybody watched that, and man, that was crazy. I mean, I watched it this morning so I can talk about it more in depth. Excuse me. But, excuse me again. But it was crazy that everybody knew that Truth was going to get played. You kind of figured that that was probably, it had to be talked out about it. But man, Gucci was on some disrespectful shit I ever seen. The first 3 songs were diss songs about Jeezy. I didn't know the first song because I listened to Gucci, but it was like Gucci 2004, 2005, and everything like that. So when he got out of prison, I listened to a couple of his albums. Gucci's that dude. I like, either you a Jeezy fan or you a Gucci fan. But man, when he said smoking on Pookie, send him in the box like he did. I don't know how Jeezy just sat up there and said, let me say something. I couldn't sit up there and do it. And I listened to the Breakfast Club the next day after the verses and what Jeezy said and everything. But man, totally disrespect. It was good verses. I'm glad. Like, I hope they do a song together here soon. Man, that would be epic. I mean, like, trap music, T.I., Gucci, Jeezy. You got to put Master P in there and that trap music. I know people don't want to put Master P in there, but Ghetto Dope, think about that. Going on, Megan Thee Stallion dropped the album yesterday. I listened to it. I'm getting more feedback on it, but I just wanted to talk about the song "Who Shot You." Like, I'm trying to be a Megan Thee Stallion fan. The beat was all right with me, but she's getting everything off her chest what she needs to do. I mean, Tory Lanez diss her on his album. I'm not a big Tory Lanez fan at all, but the song "Who Shot You" she talked about when she got shot and everything like that. Just go listen to it. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna have more feedback about her album, but not at this moment. It came out yesterday. Everybody was hyping up "Who Shot You" song. And I know SZA's on there. She got the remix with Beyonce Savage on there. So go check her album out. New songs, new releases that just came out. Wooly the Kid just dropped Mothers of Pearls. This is coming off his another album he's about to drop at the end of this month called Dutch Marks 2, produced by V Don. Ito's on there. He just dropped Capital Gains in the beginning of October. See, a lot of these underground artists. Wooly Kid is a known artist. I mean, if you go listen to DJ Dramas, Gangsta Grills, he was on there. Um, just go listen. Produced by V Don, like I said. I hope, like I keep saying, I hope we get a Heather's Grade 2. Next single dropped off, French Montana, Waves Blue, featuring Benny the Butcher. Since we were going, I just said something about Benny the Butcher. Him and Boosie got shot last week. Benny got shot down in Houston, and then, man, I don't know what's going on down in Texas, but man, people trying to get their money, do shows and stuff like that. It was COVID. It's not big, but man, you trying to make your name out of yourself, trying to, shoot somebody. That's not doing it. Regardless, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm glad Benny's all right. He's healing and everything like that. Like I said last week, a lot of these young people, young dudes around, well, not around here, but around, want to get their name out. It's a sad situation. I mean, like you almost took somebody's father away from them, brother, uncle, and everything like that because you want to get your name out there. But going on, Meek Mill dropped a EP called Quarantine Pack. I haven't listened to it. I didn't even know he dropped Jeezy. Everything was about Jeezy and the versus battle, so that kind of like slid through. Uh, since we lead way in, Jeezy dropped Recession 2. Now, I'm gonna go into this. I listened to the album yesterday. I caught major backlash when I said it. I gave it a 3 mics. I'm gonna tell you 2 songs I did like off of it. The Ghetto featuring E40. One song I did not like out of it was Reputation featuring Little Duval and Demi Lovato. I'm not for sure if I'm saying that. That song was horrible. It didn't make sense on the album, but so let's go into the Jeezy situation. All right, I've been a big Jeezy fan for years. I thought last year when he dropped the album around December. I could be wrong. Everybody on Facebook talking about, oh, it was hot. Let me take a sip real quick. It was hot, and I thought he was retiring. So when the verses came, and then I started hearing he had dropped the diss track. He said something about 50 Cent and Freddie Gibbs. So I was like, man, is he about to drop another album? Which he did. Best promotion ever. You coming off the verses with Gucci. Y'all didn't ending y'all beef. Like I said, I hope y'all do some songs. We get an album out of y'all too. But man, when he said the line about Freddie Gibbs, their situation, like I said, Freddie Gibbs was on CTE and didn't work out and everything. Gibbs and dropped some bars about Jeezy. Jeezy then said something back. But I feel like Jeezy's music right now is not on the same level as Freddie Gibbs. Hey, go listen to Freddie Gibbs albums. Give me some feedback about it. Um, like I said, I'm giving Jeezy's album, this first album I reviewed, I listened to it 3 times. I listened to it before I restarted recording this, so it's still 3 mics. It's alright album. Like I said, I told my boy Never, probably not gonna play it again. There's no disrespect to Jeezy, but I just couldn't get into it. Next up, the homie Rock Marciano just dropped Mount Marciano. It's only on his website right now, so it's not on Spotify, Apple, or anything. And when I say that, like he sells his albums, like the digital download is $30 for the album. 16 songs on there. I haven't listened to it because my wife would kill me if I download a digital album. I'll wait till she sleep if I do that. But anyways, she said okay. So we're gonna get into the vinyl talk today. First gem I got is a throwback right here. I bought this off my Uncle Rob, the Gap Band. Yes, I have the Gap Band. Good barbecue music and everything like that. My grandpa was a DJ. My dad was a DJ. My brother's a DJ. So, music runs in our family. I remember years ago, we having a vinyl cassette record player in the living room. So, music going on. We were too young to be up, but you know how kids is. You stay up, listen, hear your parents dancing, grandparents dancing, having a good time. So shout out to my Uncle Rob. He made me pay for this record. I was salty about it. I thought he would give it to me for free because thought I was his, favorite nephew, but I guess not. I had to pay some money for this. But shout out to my Uncle Rob. Love you to death. Next up, I got J. Cole. Forest Hill Drive came out in 2015. Big fan of his. Love J. Cole's music. I remember listening to this with my brother Darian. Two songs I want to shout out: "Tales of Two Cities" and "No Role Models." A great album, great concept album. I think. I put this up there as his top 4 albums. Yeah, I put Forest Hill up there before I put All Eyes on Me, KOD. Yeah, so that. Next up, another throwback for my hip hop. I got Slick Rick, The Adventures with Slick Rick. Classic hip hop album. 3 songs I'm gonna shout out on this one. Children's Story. Everybody's heard that. Mona Lisa. Hey Young World. Uh, Slick Rick was the guy that had all the jewelry on back in the day. I remember he dropped the album back in like 96, 97. I got on The Ruler Is Back. I think that's what it's called. But man, I've been a big fan of Slick Rick. I didn't know he was from Europe. Did not know that for years. But Slick Rick, The Adventures, great album, great hip hop. If you see this or you see it on Spotify, go listen to this. It's a great hip hop album. Dougie Fresh beatboxing on it and everything like that. So good album. Next up, yes, Lana. Goat Lana Del Rey. That's how I'm calling her. This is Ultra Violence. It came out in 2014. We've been listening to me and my wife's recently been listening to her for a while. Gonna have to have vinyl talk. She's got a couple more Lana albums, so she's gonna have to tell you more. But this is the first one I listened to personally. Uh, Standout Cuts, West Coast, Brooklyn Baby, Money to the Top. Can't say the first one. Gonna keep it PG. And Old Money. Yep. Lana, she's got an album coming out at the end of the year, right? You got pushed back. So, all right. So the album probably won't. She's got a digital one coming out. Digital album coming out. News alert right there. Lana, she's up here. She's in my top 5. All her albums different, sound different. Like I said, I got more. We got more Atlanta albums in there, so watch out for that. Oh, next week, before I flip the page, next week will be a Outkast vinyl. Yes, all 5 Outkast albums. I'm going to do it next week. I thought about doing the Jay-Z, so I'm going to wait on the Jay-Z because there's a couple of ones. Shout out maybe 15, 20, no, 14 years ago, he dropped Kingdom Come, one of his worst albums ever, but we'll talk about that. Yes, I will be doing a Jay-Z vinyl. I'm not going to tell you which Jay-Z albums I have right now in my collection, but it's coming. So let's go on with the channel. Get your sip on today. It's almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so why not? Well, I hope everybody's cooking. If you want to bring me a plate, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm down. I can gain some weight. Good joke. But going on, got 5 albums I was listening to this week. One of them is a new artist I just found out last night, and I'm gonna start with her. Her name is Izio Fitzroy. She's from London. More of a blues album. Her voice is similar to Janis Joplin. I just found her last night on some humbug. I was sitting at home playing the games. I was like, let's change up the mood. I've been listening to a whole bunch of rap. So I found her. Her album's on Spotify. 3 songs I want to shout out. Head Heels High, Phoenix, and Reckoning. Go check her out. Izzo Fritz Roy on Spotify. Next up, guy follows me on Twitter. His name is G4Jag. He dropped an album in 2019 called Survivor. Him and the Mussolini had dropped the tape together a couple months ago. I say maybe, yeah, 3 or 4 months ago. We say that. 2 songs I want to shout out from him. New Thriller and Let Me Be. Go look him up. G4Jag. Next up, this is my homie Ellis's pick. I talked to him last night on the phone and stuff. And he was like, man, you ain't said nothing about 8-Ball MJG yet. So, hey, got 3 songs I want to shout out from them. Me and Ellis, Twan, Lawrence, used to be up in the Boom Boom Room. All we played was 8-Ball MJG. I don't know how many times we had to go to Best Buy before OnQ went out of business to go buy the CD again. Uh, 3 songs I want to shout out. When It's On, Forever, featuring Lloyd. Y'all know that song. That song used to be playing up in the club. You hear that, yeah. You know, he killed it. And Look at My Grills featuring T.I. and Twista. I'm gonna talk about Twista here soon. I don't have no Twista vinyls yet, but man, Twista's that dude. Ain't no drama. That was that song. No drama. No drama. Next up, my cousin from Columbus, tax free Zimmy, hit him up a couple days ago. Said, hey man, send me some links to your music. He said, yep. He got an album coming out soon, but I'm gonna shout out 4 of his songs. All these songs are on SoundCloud. He's got a video on YouTube, so go look him up. First song, Monday to Monday, hot track. First things first, Bounce That, featuring Smoke Loke, and the last song, Wreckage. So go check him out on SoundCloud. I appreciate it. Hot artists from Columbus, right here in Ohio. So, go support these people. Next up, album came out 20 years ago. Wu-Tang, The W. This is their 3rd album. I was maybe a junior in high school. Me and my boy Buso, Justin. We listened to Wu-Tang all the time. I mean, like, we listened to a lot of artists that people had never heard of when we were in high school, but we were just different. I mean, we wanted to be rappers. We wanted to be in a group together and stuff like that. So, like, we wanted different productions. Like, we loved RZA's production on the W album. It was different. Let me shout out 2 songs for him that we used to play in his Oldsmobile all the time. One Blood and Conditioner featuring Snoop. Probably the last song that you got to hear ODB on before he passed away. So RIP ODB. But man, it's weird. Like, you hear an album come out 20 years ago and you was in high school and stuff. So it brings all that memories. I was listening to it again. I can remember where we were on Flickinger Hill or Canonsburg, just riding around doing nothing, just listening to music. That's all we had to do, couldn't just sit outside and well, we could sit outside and listen to music, but parents didn't want to hear all that cussing and stuff. So, we just rode around, went to Walmart. That's what we had to do. We didn't have cell phones with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and stuff. We just had to make it happen. I want to shout out my homeboy Young Catch. Like I said, him and my brother did this intro song earlier. Go check out his YouTube channel, Young Catch. He did my logo, my black logo with the hand kind of cut off. Appreciate that. Man, I appreciate everybody. He's got a song out called Geeked Up. It's on Spotify. Got an album coming out soon, so go look him up. Young Catch will be on my playlist here soon. I'm gonna do a playlist. I said that last week. I haven't collabed on it. I told my brother Twan we were sitting there talking about it and stuff, and I'm like, man, I gotta get this playlist out because the music I'm listening to is crazy. So we're gonna get into my shit segment. Not going to be about no politics or anything, but more about music. There's a lot of artists that I know that are nervous about putting their music out. Don't be nervous, man. I mean, like, you're always going to have your critics and everything like that. Just put music out, and if your fans believe in you, your fans will support you. That's all I want to say. I mean, any artist, it don't matter if you got one follower on SoundCloud or 1,000 followers. If you want me to review your music, hey, I'll do it. I have no problem with it. I love music, so that's my talk, my shit moment. Just you artists, don't feel like you gotta get your followers up. Make that music you want to do. So before I wrap this up, long video today. We're almost at 28 minutes. I want to shout out a couple people. Whip just went down there yesterday. My wife went down there today. I tried to bribe my kids and not telling on me about buying the vinyl, but they ended up telling on me. But they wanted Whip, so I went down there thinking like, oh, they're not going to tell them, and they sure did. But it's just funny games and stuff like that. But Whip, go down there, support my girl. It's a heaven in this cup, like I said, heaven in this cup. My friend Taylor Bortz, she's got a photography. Go like her page on Facebook. Get the shot photos. My brother Twan City, Blackbird Records. Black Friday, right? Black Friday. 27th. Sorry. Go down there. You're gonna have a crazy vinyl sale. So I gotta go down there as soon as I get off work. I get off at 2 that day. Starts at 9 a.m. So go down there, support our local businesses. They got Most Def Black on both sides down there. I gotta get that on vinyl. I hope it's still down there. But everything, I hope everybody's doing having a good day. It's your boy Jay Winks. This is the Wink Still channel. I'm out. I'll holler. Take a sip. Have a good night. And I'll holler at y'all next Saturday. Holla.